You have to believe in yourself when no one else does. And if you do that, try to do what you can with what you have, wherever you are. You're welcome to yet another edition of OPERO Stephen, taking you through the tutorial of mathematics. To all my students taking mathematics as part of their combination under the new A-level curriculum, I welcome you to yet another edition of mathematics. And today we just got to introduce ourselves to a new system. So we are introducing ourselves to a new A-level competency-based mathematics, and as per the new syllabus we have from NCDC, let's just go through the breakdown of the topics and the subtopics vis-a-vis the classes, the terms, and also the periods. So to start with, we shall start of course with Senior 5, and the Senior 5 shall start with Term 1. Term 1 shall have numerical concepts with the respective topics: indices, logarithm, surds. Then this will take 10 periods. We shall have number 2, equations and inequalities. Among the subtopics, we shall have linear and simultaneous equations, quadratic equations, quadratic inequalities, the polynomials. Then this will take 26 periods. We shall talk about coordinate geometry 1 and specifically straight lines, and this will take 12 periods. We shall have partial fractions, and partial fractions we shall have 4 cases: the linear factor, case involving quadratic factor, repeated factor, and the improper factor, and this will take 8 periods. Topic number 5 will be trigonometry with the subtopics trigonometrical ratios, that is the sine, cos, tan, etc. We shall measure angles, clockwise and anti-clockwise angles. We shall have graphs of sine, cos, tan. These are the trigonometric ratios, the 3. We shall have compound angle formulae and the derived identities. Then lastly we shall have solutions of triangle, and that is the cosine, sine rule, etc. area of a triangle. Then this will take us 25 periods. Then lastly, under term 1 for senior 5, we shall have lastly descriptive statistics, and this will accommodate the 2 subtopics that will be measures of dispersion and also measures of relative position. So this will mark the end of term 1, that is starting tomorrow. Others are starting on Monday. Tomorrow I welcome you to yet another challenge, and allow me actually take this audacity to congratulate you for excelling in your O-level, and we pray that all gets well with us in this new system, and we work hard, we really work hard to see that we excel again. So to continue, we shall get to term 2, and term 2 we shall have to cover this. Term 2 senior 5, we shall have senior 5 term 2. So this is our senior 5 term 2. We shall have coloration and scatter diagrams, and this shall have scatter diagrams and coloration and a gross period of 8. We shall have dynamics, and dynamics 1 shall have resultant and component of forces, shall have friction, shall have connected particles, and this will take us 20 periods. We shall move to probability theorem, and particularly probability theorems and applications in real life, and this will take us 16 periods. We shall also move to differentiation 1, and in particular gradient of a curve, gradient function, composite function, implicit function, product and quotient, product and quotients of functions, or the product and quotient rule. Applications of differentiation 1, that is nature of turning point, curve sketching 1, small changes, rates of change, velocity and acceleration. And this will take us a gross period of 20. We shall move to integration 1. Definitely we shall talk about indefinite integral, definite integral, application of integration, area enclosed in a stated boundary or volume of solids of revolution, then the mean value of a function. So this will take us 22 periods. We shall move lastly to what we call permutations and combinations, and this will still be permutation and combination, a gross period of 10. So in total, term 2 we shall have 96 periods, and also term 1 96 periods. So that is going to be our first 2 terms of this course. So that is going to be our first 2 terms of the course. Okay, so let's first erase this and get into the next slide. So term 2 will be covered in that way, with about 12 topics. Senior 5 term 3 now. Term 3, this is what we are going to have. Term 3 senior 5 shall have series, that is the APs, the GPs, I mean the arithmetic progressions and the geometric progressions proved by induction, and the binomial expansion. That will take 20 periods. Shall have random variables, and in particular discrete and continuous, taking 30 periods. We shall have probability distributions, that's the binomial, the uniform or rectangular, uniform distribution, uniform rectangular distribution, normal distribution, normal approximation to binomial, and that is for a variable n or number n greater than 20, and still this will take us 30 periods. We shall talk about error analysis, and that is errors, propagation of error using the simple interval arithmetic method, the errors in functions, and this will take us 16 periods. So the total periods here will be 96 periods. The total periods will be 96 periods. Still, shall have a total of 4 topics, taking us 96 periods for term 3, and that will mark the end of the first year of our senior, of our A-level senior 5 in particular. Then this will provoke us to hijack senior 6, given that we need to finalize the 2 years, and in senior 6 this is what we shall cover as per the NCDC, please. So the senior 6 term 1, we shall have vectors, and the vectors are in 3 dimension, and vectors in 3 dimension, we shall have lines in 2 and 3 dimensions, then the planes, and this will take a gross period of 22. Then we shall move to the second topic of senior 6 term 1, and that will be differentiation 2. Under differentiation 2 we shall have trigonometric functions, exponential, logarithmic and inverse trig functions, then Maclaurin's theorem, then further sketching, and this will take us 40 periods. Integration 2, remember we are done with integration 1 and differentiation 1, the previous. Then we shall get under integration 2, we shall talk about functions and its derivative, that is the change of variables. Then we shall talk about exponential and logarithm functions. trigonometric functions for the even powers of sine, cos, etc., fact formula, the inverse trigonometric functions, the t substitution, the partial fractions, and then integration by parts. And this will take us a gross period of 34 periods, and the total will be 96, just like we had 96 here. So that will mark the end of the first term of senior 6, and then we shall move to the second term. And the second term of senior 6 will be our second term senior 6 will be dynamics 2, and under this we will talk about resultant velocity, relative motion, projectiles, and this will take 28 periods. Trapezium rule will come in, and estimating an interval, then percentage error. This will take 6 periods. Sampling distribution and distribution of sampling mean, point estimation, and interval estimation, and this will take 12 periods. The interval methods, and this will be interpolation and extrapolation. Location of roots, the NRM, the Newton-Raphson method, the further linear interpolation, and this will take us 22 periods. Coordinate geometry 2, that's the locus, the circles, the parabolas, and the ellipse, and this will take us a gross period of 28, and the total of the whole term will be 96. Well, before we move to the next, let's first erase this. Let's first erase this one. So that will be our second term of senior 6. Now, in this term, that's when we expect to do the mocks exams, to check the progress and to see if you can be in position now to hijack your NEB. I mean, to sit for your NEB. We assess ourselves within these mocks. Then the last term of senior 6, and that's the very term we do our final assessments or end of cycle assessment. This is administered by the UNEB. So the senior 6, now term 3, we shall have complex numbers, and that is imaginary, algebra of complex number, addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and all that, the Aganda diagram, and the polar form, the locus, the Movia's theorem. This will take us 20 periods. Differential equations, we shall have the differential equations, solving the first order differential equations, then the application in real life, and this will take us 26 periods. Flow charts will mark the end of the topics with its subtopics, the algorithms, and presenting them on flow chart, then performing the dry runs. This will mark 16 periods, a total of 70 periods. We can see that third term, being that is so close to the final assessment or the end of cycle assessment, we shall actually have the 70 periods. Now, this is my advice to all scholars who decided to go with mathematics as their discipline among the combination you're having. First and foremost, it is going to be a daily practice. Practice daily. We advise to use the books, the own books that we have for our mathematics, because ideally if you check, nothing actually changed. They are the same topics. So we have the content already. We need to learn how to play with this math. And then challenge number 2, we need to integrate this with the real life situations. Where are we applying them? Then challenge number 3, we need to integrate this with ICT. So basically, we need to have the content of the topics. If you are talking about trapezium rule, what is in? Then how do we apply it in real life? If you are talking about complex numbers, if you are talking about flowcharts. So I urge you to start immediately. To those who are responding on Monday, that is tomorrow, is it 3rd? Yes, 3rd of March. Please, we start immediately. The 27 topics sound to be very, very few, but again, when you get into the details, you get to realize that we have a lot to discover. So for the 2 years, I pray we don't rest. Well, you need to have your time for resting, but what I mean is that don't cease. Calculate every day. Calculate every day. Discuss. Actually, the emphasis here is discussion. Let's discuss. I also urge you to negotiate with the senior sixes who are doing mathematics to give you the prior information on how to treat some of these other topics, because they have the knowledge. The only difference is that for them, they literally find the real life application of it, which for us, we are familiar with this from O level. We actually know what to do. After having the content of the information, then we can hijack at the real life situations. Thank you so much. We shall be having tutorials on the subtopics of these topics, and particularly we are going to start with the senior 5 work. We guide each other on how to put content that is of value to the nation. It is okay to cry. It is okay to fail. It is okay not to have that opportunity. It's very okay. But what is not okay? It's to remain in that state of crying. What is not actually okay? It's to remain a failure. We agreed that success is stumbling from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. The moment you lose that vibe, the moment you lose that momentum, then you'll never be victorious. Keep pushing. One day you will make it. Thank you for watching. OPERO Stephen. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, like, and tap on the link button. We meet again. May God protect you all. Bye.